Hey, bro, like you saying that, you might as well have just like literally popped me on the nose. And I'm gonna try to get through this. Yeah, I'm not gonna get through this without crying, so I'm gonna stop trying to like pause.
And people love me for my trauma because that's what helped me write the songs.
When I thought about getting a Tesla, I felt guilty. And what time do you get up?
6:30.
4:30 for me.
No.
Yeah. There's only a certain type of person that's gonna even listen to these conversations. It feels like whatever got you there will keep you there.
I'm going home. Oh my God. You have a candor, a sharpness, a way of kind of seeing the layer underneath the layer and being able to speak to it quickly. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering, is that an acquired capability or is that what made you a successful pastor? Like, did you learn that from having to pastor people and be in those spaces and places? Or is that who you were and it's what helped make you effective?
It's both and, right? So it took me until I was an adult to realize how my brain worked, right? So I see everything in pictures. Okay. No matter what I'm reading or what conversation I'm having, I'm actually watching it. I'm not actually hearing it. And I'm already an empathetic person and an emotional person, so I see it very vividly. It's not sketchy. It's like very, very rich. And then that was enriched by hip hop, right? Hip hop just celebrated 50 years. Right. I'm 48. So this was literally, this is my kin. This is like my older brother, you know what I mean? 2 years older than me, right? So I grew up with this sound, and the earliest artists, they had such a picturesque way of rapping, right? It's like a jungle sometimes. That's why I wonder how I keep from going under. Like, I saw the jungle, right? He described it so vividly. Rakim described things so vividly. Big Daddy Kane described things so vividly that I was watching it. I wasn't just listening to rap music. I was watching it, and that's why I was able to memorize so much of the lyrics, because I was taking it in as a description to the picture I was looking at. I started rapping when I was 9. I started battle rapping when I was 13. So then you become voracious when it comes to words.
That's good. You're a battle rapper.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
So Harry Mack is like that's who I was before I gave my life to Jesus. Like in my late teens, early 20s, I was Harry Mack. That's why I love Harry Mack. Now I can watch him all day because I'm like, that's pure freestyling. That ain't paper. Yeah. This ain't URL. You done memorized 17 pages of battle raps, and you can just switch the names out, and it could be Cray instead of Dre instead of, you know what I mean, Bombay, right? So people don't know that's a skill. It's a skill.
That's not,
because you 5 lines ahead. Whatever's coming out of your mouth,
there's a brilliance to that.
You already thinking about plant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though you talking about a rant, you coming for this plant 4 bars from now. Right? You know what I mean? So add all that up, and I give my life to Jesus January 14th of 1996. I start reading the Bible January 15th of 96. I start from Genesis 1. And guess what? I'm not reading the Bible. I'm watching it.
Visualizing it.
I'm watching it, bro. And I'm like,
so you're able to paint pictures when you communicate very easily for people.
That's right.
That's artistry.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, it's funny, my wife hates that. I speak in analogies, my wife hates it. She's just like, stop. I don't do. It's like, babe, it's like so imagine the plant is, just say what you're trying to say. Yeah. But I think a vast majority of people resonate with that.
They do.
Because it's just a lot. Even I think there's a Harvard study that said like charts and graphs are less effective than stories, because the stories are painting
absolutely,
pictures for people.
Yeah, and this is why the gospel was so easy for me to get into and then represent, because the gospel is a one size fits all story.
That's right.
Like my testimony is not even a one size fits all story.
That's right.
Right? Like growing up in the hood and well, everybody didn't.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? So, but the gospel is literally a one size fits all story. So I had so much fun telling it. Cause I'm like, everybody can fit in here. I fit in here, you fit in here. Oh, we going to Canada, they fit in here. Oh, we going to Australia, they fit in here. We going to India, they fit in here. We going to the Bahamas, they fit in. Everybody fits into the gospel narrative. So I found like great comfort in having a story big enough to throw all of humanity into.
As you said something, you said your story is not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
And it made me think about something I was wrestling with. And it's funny. So, I grew up in between Texas, California, and Denver, right? Denver, a lot of people don't realize it's like a Racine or a Milwaukee. It's this city that is vastly, tech and hippies and all sides. But there's this small community of like black folks and they're not doing well, right? There's not a lot of opportunities for them. My cousin, one of my cousins, another one of my cousins passed away there and I went to a funeral and I was like, yo, what? Where's the middle class? I just noticed that it was very disenfranchised, very broken.
Yep.
And it always bothered me when I was there. So I was like, who do I know that's done well? There's only two people that have done well that I can think of. Is Big John, who's like one of the biggest publishers in the world, Beyonce, Jay-Z, all of them.
Yep.
And it's Chauncey Billups.
Yep.
So I have access to Chauncey Billups. I hit Chauncey and I was like, Chauncey, what am I feeling? And he was like, survivor's guilt. It's like survivor's guilt. And I thought about that, we go back to trauma and every community I stayed in was like the disenfranchised one.
Yep.
And like you said, every story doesn't fit everybody, but now that you have mentioned it about yours and we're talking about healing and success and trauma.
Yep.
Like, have you processed survivor's guilt? Have you processed like, oh, I am this, this is my life now, but yet there's people that I grew up with that are not. And how have you processed that? Because I'm still trying to figure it out, man.
Hey, bro, like you saying that, you might as well have just like literally popped me on the nose. Because as soon as you said it, my nose like tightened up and my eyes watered. Dang. Because, bro, and I'm going to try to get through this. Dang. We were talking to TT about that Tesla. We both have Teslas. When I thought about getting a Tesla, I felt guilty for even wanting one. And there was a whole lot in there. There was an inner vow I made because I saw so many people in ministry abuse tithes and offerings and bling out and Bentley out. And it's like, you ain't even written a book. How you got a I saw twin Mercedes in front of, like a his and her Mercedes in front of, parked in a parking lot with grass coming out the concrete and a carpet nappier than, everybody, right? I don't even have a person to put it on. When the carpet's nappy, fam, what are we doing, right? Another dude got twin, I'm talking milk white Bentleys, his and her for he and his wife. And they was in a high school for 10 years. They didn't even have a church building. Wow. Whipping around in Bentleys, fam. And it's like projectile vomit. So I'm like, I'm gonna be in a Nissan Maxima until the day I die because I got Frank Lucas mentality. Ain't nobody gonna see me coming. Yeah. I'm never gonna have on the chinchilla coat. You know what I mean? And everybody gonna be looking for Italians for the rest of their life because they ain't gonna find me. Right?
I'm in the cut
chilling, right? So I transitioned out of being in ministry, and I was transitioning at the time, and I'm like, I started a for-profit business. God started blessing it, money coming in. I'm like, I think I want to get a Tesla, and then I'm thinking, I can't get no Tesla, so now I'm fighting with this inner vow I have, right? So now I go to Juliet, Because I'm thinking, Juliet's the most frugal girl on the whole planet. The way we see money is totally different. So I'm going to mention this to her, and she's going to be like, yeah, boy, you tripping. Like, you good with what you got, right? And she said, oh, babe, you got to get it. You deserve it. And I burst into tears.
Wow.
Like, unprovoked. Like, it wasn't like I was already emotional.
I got emotional because I don't know if I've heard anybody say something like that to me.
Yeah.
Especially someone that I expect to be like, hey.
Yeah.
That's
Think about
powerful.
what you're doing. You know what I mean? So she goes, baby, you should get it. You deserve it. And I literally started bawling. And she's like, babe, no, like, and then she didn't make it better, because then she leaned in and was like, baby, the way you provide for this family.
Oh my gosh.
And all the people you help and how generous you are, you help anybody else get anything. And now and I'm just, and that was all just to pay like the $250 to just even, it wasn't even like I was buying it cash.
$250.
$250
to hold it.
To hold it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did, bro. And I felt guilty for 7 days.
Wow.
I felt guilty for getting the 21-inch rims instead of the 19s. I felt guilty for paying the 10 grand for the car to drive itself. Everything I got ready to enhance on it was like, you don't need that. Just get you a white one. Don't get none with no paint job. And don't get one with the rims like that. Charcoal. And you about to get the brakes like that. You don't need no red brakes. You don't need,
This is so cathartic.
Dude, I was, everything I did. And then so I ordered it. And then it came. I drove up there. I had to drive to Frisco to go get it. Well, I took an Uber over there to go get it. And they were like, oh, let me show it to you. And when they showed it to me, I literally walked around it and I put my hand on the door to open it. That thing, whoop, and I started crying again. Then I'm sitting in the car crying. And what, I'm not gonna get through this without crying. So I'm gonna stop
That's
trying
all
to
right,
pause. Man. So what it was is I still remember Crenshaw and Arborvitae. I still remember 915 Hartview. And I remember how many people that I know that are dead, including my own brother. And how many people still live not even at the middle class line, below that line, right? How many people on Cash App still? And we'll always Cash App because I got it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, the difference between a great month and a not a great month is $800. And they're not like Tim's a cash cow. They don't abuse it. They don't make me feel obligated.
But you feel that.
I feel that, man. Like,
yeah.
There's no level of success that I've reached that makes me feel like, how come you ain't doing better?
Yeah.
Sometimes there's days I don't even know how I got to where I was. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I have a high school diploma. Yeah. I have no secondary education. I have no higher education. I teach at universities. Let me tell you what's wild. They bring me in to teach students who get credit in the class I'm teaching towards a degree I don't have. That makes no freaking sense. It makes no sense, bro.
Who are these uneducated?
Who let me in here, right? Like, why did y'all let me up in here? Like, y'all shouldn't get lambskin if you was in my class. You should get goat, right? Like, you could
I
put
feel
goat.
like the problem is that no one prepares us for this.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
which is why most of us don't keep it.
That's real. That's real. I think about all the people in my family who are incarcerated, who are going through all kinds of crazy stuff. And then I'm looking at myself like, oh, I'm the only one who can do something. And then I'll feel a weight of just like guilt because I don't know how to bring everybody up.
You can't.
Exactly. And
that sucks.
Exactly. So I'm still trying to figure it out. The one thing that gave me a little comfort, I don't know if we talked about this before, but I was looking at the scriptures and I was like, when I look at these like prophets or these priests specifically, like they have these specific rules. Do this, don't do this, wear this, burn this, do that, do this. But when it came to King David, it was like, hey man, love God.
Yep.
And I was like, that gave me some comfort because sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It would be great, God, if he was like, do this, do that, do this, do that, burn this, light that, do this. But I feel like you threw me in here like David,
bro.
Go get him, Tiger.
Yeah, bro.
Just love me with all your heart.
Bro. Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm comforted because I'm not alone, but at the same time, I'm like,
yeah, you had to figure it. Who was your template? Who could mentor you? Right? Even if you had a mentor, when your success goes above anywhere your mentor has ever been,
man,
there's still honor for that dude.
Man.
But then it's like, who gonna tell me how to?
You know what I mean? And it got so bad for me that I had a mentor that I was like, hey, I want you involved. I want this, and this. And then it got to a place where my mentor was like, hey, I think I'm gonna like quit my job and just work for you. So just put me on salary so I can mentor you. And I was just like, every part of me just died inside. It was like, I can no longer trust you.
No, you cannot.
Like now everything is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was
that's terrible. That's heartbreaking for
you.
you.
It was tough, man.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
It was a rough place.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I thought about you as you were talking about that. And I was like, yeah, like how do we handle this? You know, but
the next level of what we have to do when we get here is different from when it was down here. And I hate to make it sound like levels, but there's these degrees of evolution, right? For myself, for 6 years, I've had process group therapy. Once a month on a Tuesday, 8 hours.
Wow.
With 9 other people, plus your life coach.
Wow.
You just process life.
That's good.
Now, that has been that's been the best money I've spent the last 6 years on my mental health. And then the last pretty much 18 to 24 months, I added EMDR.
That I've been doing, that's crazy. Game changer. If y'all don't know what EMDR is in the world, get you some. I cry every time I do it.
Oh, bro.
I cry every time I do it.
It is, I'm so great. And the process group therapy led me to the EMDR because one of the ladies in there owns a practice and she's like, you just need to get that tapped out of you. She was like, that I can get that in a session. She was like, but we're friends. And so that's black market EMDR and I can't do that. You need to go to somebody that you need to be with somebody that don't know you, like I know you. Yeah. And so she put me on to one of her contract people, and man, it's been a game changer. But this is what most people don't understand, right? So when you see this kind of like arch, right? Like didn't have nothing, boom, they get it, and then it crashes, right? That's even the people that win the lottery. Historically, most people that win the lottery, boom, and they gonna have it in 10 years.
Why is my head just following? Anyway.
So what I realize is what got you here won't keep you here.
Woo!
So once you get there, you gotta change again.
That's good.
And that's what most people don't tell you.
Dang.
Because it feels like whatever got you there will keep you there.
I'm going home. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's what it is.
Oh my God.
What got you there won't keep you there.
Oh wow, that's good.
Think about every NFL player, NBA player. When I was I have a friend that lives in Boston. I went out to go see him. He drove me through the neighborhood where all the Celtics players used to have homes. So you remember so-and-so? Like, yeah. He was there for like 3 years. And not because he got traded.
He lost it.
He blew it. But still got his initials in the wrought iron fence. Like, it's wild. Like, you're looking at it, you're like, how did this happen? How did this happen? But what got you there, it will not keep you there. And so if your mind don't change while you're up there, you're coming back down. And it's not an escalator, it's a water slide. And it's not even water, it's baby oil. You're coming down so freaking fast, Craig. You are going to be sliding back into the hood as fast as you came out.
Chris, I'm coming, baby.
You're going to be back on the block, dog. So I realized that because the season I'm in now is unlike any other season I've been in 27 years.
Right.
I gave my life to Jesus in 96. I preached my first sermon January of 96. I preached my first sermon February of 96. I've been in church ever since.
Wow.
So 27 years of church, and then switch, podcast, influencer, author, right? Speaker, but like 5% of that is churches. Yeah. And now the other one's like entrepreneur, conferences, and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. What is these streets? What do y'all do out here? This is different. What are y'all doing out here? Right? The church people are pissed. Get back in the pulpit. Yeah. You are crazy out there as a conversationalist. We like you better when you're just sermonizing. And then it's like, no, I'm not coming back. You tell me to go over here, right? And you're going to hell if you're over there. And then it's like, okay, whatever. So
that's good.
So my investment in my mental health had to go to a different level.
That's good. I wish I would have known that before I burn out. Because that's what drove me to get mental health. It was like, I just burnt out. Wow. You know what I mean? It was It was like, oh, I'm going way too fast.
Yep.
Too far, too fast with no insight. All I have is the trauma.
Yep.
And people love me for my trauma because that's what helped me write the songs. So they're like, ooh, more trauma. And I'm like, I'm giving you all I got. I'm bleeding out.
You get lightheaded. You know what I mean? I don't think you can donate blood all day.
You know what I mean?
You need to leave.
So, but that's good because like now I'm like, what you're saying is good because I'm like, okay, the method has to change here as well. It's more intentionality.
That's
it's
all
just
it
more
is.
intentionality.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember when I was going through a faith crisis and I was like, I can't listen to these sermons no more. I can't read these books no more. And it was like, God was like, that's fine. You still need to connect with me. Maybe it's those sermons and those books, but there's some different sermons and different books. There's some different ways that me and you need to connect.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what's got you here worked, but now it's time to switch it up. And that's gold.
Yeah, man.
That's gold.
Yeah, so as a line item, because I believe in receipts, I am somewhere around $14,000 a year on my mental health.
Yeah, because it's necessary.
Why?
That's good.
That's what I got to have.
It's an investment.
Here.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was when I was down here and was doing this, it was like maybe $1,900 a year.
That's what you had.
That's what I had.
Yeah.
And I made it work. But you can't be up here with that. You got to be around different thinkers. So everybody in there is successful. There's like 2 pilots, a couple of like multimillionaires. Like they're in there talking about, yeah, you know, I have a business and I'm about to sell it and, you know.
Be richer than
I'll probably, you know, I could probably sell it for $22 million. I'm just looking for an owner, you know, somebody. I said, people shop for businesses. I don't know. I shop at businesses. I've never shopped for a business. I'm just looking for a business to buy. You might got a business that they're trying to sell. This dude's like, yeah, I sold it for 22 mil, so, I'm just retired again until I start my next one.
But it's crazy because most people will choose, I'll never forget sitting in my late model Mercedes, more depressed than I've ever been in my life. And that was before I decided to go to get help. But it was like, from then on, from now moving forward, $14,000 line item, great.
Yeah.
Because my little phrase, if I could put on a license plate, I would. Sanity over vanity. Like, I'm spending the money on, give me this over the boat, over the whatever, you know what I'm saying? Sanity over vanity.
Bruh, this chain I got on costs $18,000 retail. The name, right? I won't give the name of the jeweler.
Yeah.
That this exact chain is $18,000.
Yeah.
But my friend works for Zales, who knows all the vendors that make the jewelry for all the big name jewelers, right? So he goes, don't pay that money. He said, holla at me first. He said, what do you want? Just give me so I sent him the link on this designer's website, like, this is the chain I want. He was like, cool, let me get it to the vendor. He wrote me back, texted me back and said, he can do it for you. So I'm like, how much is it? He was like, $2,400. I said, no. I said, is that what I gotta pay him? Like, how much is it total? He said, $2,400, bro. You was just about to pay for that name.
Okay, can y'all stop the cameras? Because I need to ask for this content. Sanity over vanity, but sometimes vanity.
Okay, he's such a dork.
I need this number.
So, I'll give it to you. So this chain was $2,400.
That's crazy.
Now, I was willing to pay $18 for it.
That's crazy.
So when you thinking something is a lot of money at a certain, you feel me?
I see what you're saying. That's good. Dang.
He left me with money to pay for my year's worth of sanity.
Sheesh.
You can my friend finally got a budget together. He spent $6,000 on Starbucks. It don't feel like that.
When you swiping.
Going through there, $5 here, $6 here, whatever your little pump and your whatever.
A year?
$6,000 was the line item for Starbucks.
That's crazy.
So guess what? He got money. Oh, I bet you he got some money. Yeah. He just didn't know it till he saw it. And so people think, I don't have money for counseling. I don't have money to do this. I don't have money. You got the money. Yeah. All you got to do is take off Hulu.
Yeah.
And Disney
but that
Plus.
is their counseling. That is their
right?
thing. That's their choice.
You got YouTube membership where the commercials don't come on, but all you doing is watching do trick shots. That's right. You're not bettering yourself. So that's where the switch has to come in. This is where most people, when people enter the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, and hockey, they bring somebody in. Hey, that first check you get, I'm telling you right now, I know you want to buy your mama a house.
Yeah, that ain't your money.
Wait.
That's the IRS money.
Wait, because $80,000 is $35 after taxes.
That's right. That's crazy.
Like, stop playing yourself.
Golly, man.
You are in a completely different world, and what got you here will not keep you here. Matter of fact, if you have the same mentality here that you had here, you're going back here faster than you got there. So the mindset has to change. This is why repentance is required for believers. What does repent mean? To change your mind.
That's right. That's right. This is good, man.
So I feel like if we could get people to change their mind, Like there's only a certain type of person that's going to even listen to these conversations.
The people who are willing to go from.
I promise you right now,
Yeah.
this ain't soundbite material.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As if you're trying to go deeper.
You trying to get something. The only person that's going to listen to these type of conversations
Yeah.
are people that are willing to grow and make the investment to go to the next level.
That's right.
Because if you're not ready to do this work, you about to go
veg.
Be entertained. You about to go watch AMP.
That's right. You're gonna veg.
Yeah, you're just gonna veg.
Yeah.
Because this is a challenge. You can't unhear this.
And it's interesting because we're both sitting here, and all of this is the product of work, of like personal investment, and even the conversation.
That's right.
Is like, hey, it's because we're invested.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I think about like my mornings are habit stacking because I want to grow. My morning is before I go to the gym, I'm gonna take this hour-long walk for my cardiovascular. On my hour-long walk, 40 minutes of that is gonna be listening to a podcast or a sermon that's going to help me grow.
That's right. That's exactly right.
20 minutes of that is gonna be me talking to God.
That's right.
About everything that's going on.
That's exactly right.
So that I can be the person that I need to be.
Yep. And what time do you get up?
I'm up 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6:30.
Yep. 4:30 for me.
No.
Yep.
No, it's not. Nope, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be able to be an example of this wonderful thing that you do.
No. The time don't matter. It's the intentionality behind it. So it's not it's 2 more hours. It ain't like that's not why I bring it up. The reason why I ask is because there is a consistent rhythm to your. It ain't sporadic.
Has to be.
You can't be as successful as you are sporadically.
Waking up at 10.
Nah, one day and then 6 the other, and then 9 one day, and then I slept till it's 1 a.m.
Oh no.
What are we talking? Right? Like there's.
Because I would suck as a father then.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. You're gonna be.
Yeah, 6:30 because my kids are out of the house at 7:30.
Yep.
If I want to see them,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I gotta have my regiment done.
Yep.
Bam, bam.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The consistency is how you build that successful equity. Yeah. It comes like habit stacking. Yeah, bro. That just gives me a
so many things you can do.
Picture. There's so much you can do.
You don't have to just, I don't have enough time. Yes, you do.
I bet you do.
And look, and somebody said the other day, I was doing it. I was on my walk, listening to a podcast and taking out my braids. And then I made a video, a 2-minute video on my walk. And someone commented, like, you are seriously habit stacking if you did all those things and made content. And I was like, I didn't even think about content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But for me, and I tell this to a lot of artists all the time, it's the consistency is what brings about the change.
That's right.
But they're under the idea, the whatever, the process, the thought process that I can just pop in the studio at 1 a.m, stay till 4. And I'm like, and then how are you gonna be a father or husband if this is the pattern that you're like, you know what I mean? I treat the studio like a 9 to 5.
Yes, sir.
So I'm up.
Yeah. You go to work.
I go to work.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
5 o'clock.
It ain't the hangout spot.
No.
Nah.
I gotta get work done.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We going to work. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why I'm still here.
Yeah, that's exactly right, bro. That's exactly right, bro.
The whole to be here, you gotta change. I'm stuck there.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, yeah. If I walked away with nothing else, I walked away with you being biased toward twins.
This is so funny. Somebody came out first, man. Unless we talking about a C-section and you want it to be a tie. I don't know. I'm just saying, somebody came out first. No. My friend just had twins too. I don't know how I'm gonna explain this. Somebody came out first. That's all I can say.
You're one of one.
You are one of one. The twins are like,
Except you.
they're over there like, they're gonna be shaking. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
But sincerely, the idea that the trauma and everything else that build up, it's like, oh, there's got to be an intentionality
For sure.
here. Yeah. Like this place you've arrived at, this place of healing, like we're consistently being renewed,
That's right.
being transformed. Like I think about the gospel as fruit. It bears fruit. Yep. It's still bearing fruit in me. Yeah, it's not like, okay, fruit tree done.
No, absolutely.
Like, yeah. Grew some apples.
Yeah.
That's all the apples you're ever gonna get.
No. It's a
good.
cycle to it.
That's good.
It's a cycle to it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah, man. I love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
Yeah, man. This was dope.